Maybe it's too small. This. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, so it is following it. Its X rotation is set, and it's at an extreme X though. So perhaps we should be transforming it first and then moving it to the other thing's translation. Maybe I got the order wrong. Yeah, okay, so there it is. So yeah, that's locked to that that thing. So what I can do is I can say do not follow the scale of the object, and let's see if that works. Hey, that's doing what it should. That's pretty awesome. We can get Bitey totally stuck inside of the platform. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to be able to attach to a specific socket on something. So what's a good way for us to test that out? I mean, the test character that I have here for run has an eye socket on it. So if we like threw this object in there, make a blueprint out of him and extend it from extend the object actor, throw it into test content, call it a test char. Now why is this now having problems? Alright, it's not. I'm just having problems myself. Oh, it's a run flipbook. That's not what we want. We want a test content object. We want this test char. When we drag him on here, though, he gets all sorts of screwed up. Like, God, we had this problem the other day. And we fixed it when basically our entity object needed to set its own stuff properly for an effect and all that. So what we ended up having to do was yes, save things. Jesus Christ. Went into the effect actor, and the effect actor inside of its constructor had to create a root component for itself. So I need to find the Dashkin object actor. And the Dashkin object actor needs to create its own root component thing real quick. And what that'll do is that'll allow... That was screwing up all sorts of crap where basically it had nothing to attach to, so whenever we were adding child components, they were just like getting attached as the root component, which is just like, come on, what the hell's going on here? That's not what we want. So, yeah, overriding a bit of this so it becomes useful instead of useless. So let's see if this works now. I should be able to drag this flipbook into the blueprint for the thing. And then I want to grab a socket off of it. So test jar, open in full blueprint editor. And we want to go to characters, test character. Add in the run flipbook. And yeah, okay, now he's added properly. And we're going to want to make him a little bit bigger. Kind of like that. And inside of, we're going to open this platform again real quick. And let's, I think if I go to the viewport, can I... I think there's like a create, like asset actions, capture thumbnail. Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's capture all the thumbnails so we can actually see what the hell's going on with our assets. That's pretty cool. I like the capture thumbnail thing. Alright, so the rotating platform, this is its begin play. We're just going to copy that whole thing into our new event graph for this guy, and we're going to call attach to actor, but yeah, so let's just make sure it works and all that. So he's got this thing just sitting on him. I'm gonna make sure its offset is something reasonable. Yeah, so he's got this little effect that's tagged to him. And if we move him around, you know, that follows him just fine. So what we want to do is we want to attach that to his eye socket. Because if we go into this guy, this test character, inside of his run, he's got an eye socket on him. I'm not sure how to get that socket, so let's see exactly how we can snag that. Let's see, it's in like paper flipbook component.h maybe. So it's does socket exist? So there are scene components on here. So basically, we want to get a scene component and call does socket exist on it. So we want to like grab a component off of this thing, like a paper flipbook component, and attach to a socket on it. And then there's get socket transform. Does the actor have this, or is it just the uScene component? Get socket by name on actor. So I guess it's, yeah, just get socket. Alright. So it's a scene component. So what we really want is like a get component, and we want to attach this, we don't want to attach to an actor, we want to attach our effects to components on those actors. So what we're actually going to want is to get a scene component. So let's change this guy, this locked component, and it should be, like, instead of set followed actor, it should be followed, like, uScene component, followed component. Set followed component, get followed component. Okay, so and let's just set it up. And I highly doubt this will just compile. But it might. Like, it should just. Let's just look it up real quick. uScene component. Get transform. component to world transform for this component. Let's just see how usually people get this. I guess it's just get component transform and something like that. Set followed component. I need to use scene component. Attach to component. This is in the effect actor. And then we should do attach to component socket. We should have scene component, offset, follow scale, terminate when destroyed, and this one should have a const f-string reference socket name. We'll have to make a get followed socket or set followed socket on here. Void set followed socket, const f-string reference socket name, and then get followed socket is just going to be get followed socket. Bool m follow socket and f-string m socket name. So set followed socket. Let's implement. Turn in follow socket. Clear followed socket. So you called to clear the following socket. Call to set the followed socket. And All to get the name of the following socket. Alright, so if don't apply scale, so we're gonna have the transform, so actor transform is gonna equal this. Otherwise, like if m follows socket, then actor transform is gonna be something else. It's gonna be m followed component get socket transform. F name, socket name. And the F name should be get socket transform. That should be in socket names, M socket name, and E relative transform space world. So just clear the socket name there. Not sure the right way to clear an F name. Closing in on victory. Looks like Adam's working on making some geometry stuff. Probably working on the UV coordinates for the meshes. I wonder if there's an easier way to do that than just making the geometry in Maya. Because, like, it's a simple plane, right? I don't want to have to open up Maya and, like, re-import a fucking mesh just to change the UVs on something. Especially if it's just a plane or something simple, right? Like, we should be able to do that within Unreal. So, I'll take a look at that after I solve this little issue. Let's go to our test content. Our rotating platform is going to have an issue here where it's not, this function doesn't exist anymore, so it's going to be attached to component. And we're going to need this test char here. Again, we're not attaching to actor, we're attaching to component. Attach to component. And let's basically get component by class. And let's get the paper flipbook component. Throw that in there. This return value. Follow scale should be false. So I think that should have done the same thing. Yeah, so okay, everything's working as it should. So now we want to call attach to component socket. And the socket name should be I. So let's see, the test character, the spark, test effect actor. These paper physics components are getting all sorts of screwed up here in the editor. I do not know what's going on with that. But so this get socket transform on the socket name is not working. So let's take a look at it. The socket name is I. So, okay, get socket transform, find socket. So we found it. Socket local transform is 1934. So it found it. So this energy channel 1 is over here. This one is getting set to nothing. And this one is getting set every frame nicely. Maybe I should get the Maybe I'm doing this wrong. I need to actually get... Maybe this math is frickin' wrong, and I need the actual socket transform here to be applied. Oh, that's why. I'm not setting anything. Well, that'll do it. I need to set the frickin' actor transform to that socket transform. That would be something to do, wouldn't it? And as you can see, we now are, we put that on his eye socket. So we've got channeled effects on specific pieces of geometry that we can define. So we could actually, like, you know, do something with that. We should be able to actually go to this test character and move him around a little bit. And it looks like it works fine. Cool. So I'm going to look into something else real quick here. Which I'm going to look and see what Adam's up to real quick. He's messing around with the waterfall. Well, I'm going to see real quick if I can edit static mesh geometry. So if I go to my test content and let's make like a plane. Like if I go to geometry and I make like, I can't just make a fucking plane. Let's copy a plane. Let's do test plane. Wow, all those things to do a rename. So let's see, what would I want for my material? Basic wall. Let me throw on something like and let's see. So, can I actually edit these things? Ah man, this camera is just awful. Let's see, precision camera, Alt H. Let's see, there's top and then there's bottom. Edit mesh UVs in Unreal Editor. It's like window, mesh, asset. Static mesh settings, convex elements, no. Collision doesn't matter. Auto compute LEDs. What is all this? I don't know how to use any of this crap. It's like, how do I edit UVs on a thing? UV channels 2, UV channel 1, UV channel 2. Okay. Let's see, can I actually do anything? It's in Mesh Viewer LOD0 build settings? What? What is all this? I don't know what any of this stuff does. Can you edit UV in Unreal Editor? We can change the UV channel, but can we edit the UV? Edit UVs of vertices. I guess not. Like, I don't see a customized like a way to edit the UVs of a mesh. Just it's like it would be nice if I could just click on one of these things and edit the mesh directly. Just some basic stuff. Just go through edit and asset and all that stuff. No. So I guess not. I guess there really isn't a whole heck of a lot. But we can add sockets. Why can't I drag it around? What is this? I can't drag it? It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't drag things. Why in the hell not? Oh, it's snapping to the grid. And the grid is gigantic. Well, okay, so we can add sockets to things at least, but we can't edit the UVs. Fine, that's fine. That's not awful. Whoops. Oh. So that is, let's see, where on our list did we get to? We got the persistent thing. So now the next effect that we're gonna work on is like a image trail sort of thing. And I gotta go check something real quick. So what we want to do is we want to basically grab a sprite off of these things. The other thing is I want to see like why in the hell these paper physics components are getting duplicated. Or are they? Or are they getting duplicated? Like, maybe he's actually got 3 damn boxes on him. Let me just see. He's got a hit, a body, and a fist. Alright, yeah, okay. I'm just stupid sometimes. Alright. He's supposed to have those, because he actually has those things. Alright, so we need a new effect. What we need to do is grab the sprite off of the flipbook that we currently are. So, how exactly do we do that? We need sprites. And when we've just got like a basic sprite, like one of these things, when we drag it onto the screen, it's making a render component, which is a paper sprite component. And it's setting the source sprite and all that. So what we would want is to be able to grab the sprite that a paper flipbook currently is, and its location, and we could make like a new actor every single time, or we could have like a whole bunch of components that we're placing in the scene. And then we're also going to have to worry about Z fighting on the damn things. Well, we need to worry about Z fighting on everything. I think it's render components. A paper sprite component is what we need to have. We need to have like an array of paper sprite components that we attach. Z fighting? Yeah, it's basically depth and camera space is Z, so when objects are Z fighting, they're clipping over each other really quick. So you'll see like one sprite render one frame on top, and then the next frame it'll be behind, and then on top again, and that's what you call Z fighting. So how exactly should I do this? Basically, should I do it just in blueprints? I don't think so. Again, this is probably something that I can do in code and control in code a little bit better. So what I think I'm going to do is it's going to have one actor with a whole bunch of child render components on it. And what we're going to create is another, like this locked effect kind of. And we're going to call it the Dashkin after image effect controller component. So there's begin play, there's end play, there's going to be set followed component, and the component that you're following is going to be literally a paper flipbook. So it's going to be paper flipbook component. And yeah, it'll just be this paper flipbook component, followed component, and we're going to need a couple variables. We're going to have like int32 m after images, because what we want is we want to fade them out, kind of. So we want, and I guess we'll want like a float lifetime.